discussing all these three topics. So once again, I am repeating, this is semester 4, state BA semester 4 core paper, that is the state administration. In today's class, we will be discussing about the block 1. In block 1, we'll be discussing unit 1, that is administrative history of Telangana. Second is unit 2 is governor, and third one is chief minister and council of ministers. So we will start with the unit 1, that is the administrative history of Telangana. Now, as we all know, and we are enjoying the separate state of Telangana. So first, we have to know about the history of Telangana, how it has been formed, and what were the what we can say, what were the pain, or how much pain the earlier people have taken to get a new state of Telangana. So in that regard, first of all, we have to go into the history of the Telangana state, or the history of this. So previously, where all the Telugu speaking people, all the Telugu speaking people were in the parts of Madras, and previously the present Chennai or the Tamil Nadu region was called as a Madras, and the Madras presidency, parts of the Madras presidency, most of the Telugu speaking people used to settle there, and from there only the parts of the Madras presidency was formed into Andhra state, was first formed into Andhra state on October 1953. In October 1953, first Andhra state was formed, and due to the struggle, as we all know, due to the struggle of Potti Sri Ramulu, as he has gone for fast, and he bought the separate state for the Telugu speaking people. So that was the Andhra state. Later on, the Telangana region merged with Andhra state to form a state of Andhra Pradesh. So first it was Andhra state, and which was formed in October 1953. Later on, Telangana region also merged in the Andhra state, and it has formed as the Andhra Pradesh. And it was on the November 1st, 1956. Later on, after that, the Telangana people were losing their identity. They were feeling that they were losing their identity also. So slowly the struggle for a separate statehood of Telangana started, and later on in the year 2014, Telangana state was formed as a 29th state in the history or the Indian India, and 29th, and we all know that on June 2nd, the Telangana state was formed. Now, when we talk about this, the present state of Telangana, before that and before the Telugu speaking people, the recognition about the Telugu speaking people or this, we have to talk about the rulers who have ruled this Telangana region. The Telangana region was had a very, we can say, good rulers, and who have given better, we can say that better administration or the best administration, from where we are presently have following some of the administrative aspects as well. So the rulers of the Telangana region, if we go way back into the history, we can say that the first and the foremost in the list of the rulers of Telangana region comes the Satavahana period, or the Satavahanas. They were in the and they ruled this Telangana region in 221 BC to 218 AD. So the Satavahana period was from the 221 BC to 218 AD. Later on, after the Satavahanas, it was a part of the Chalukya dynasty in the south. It was a part of the Chalukya dynasty in the south, which was from the 5th century to the 8th century, we can say AD. Later on, it was the core of the Kakatiyas. We all know that the Kakatiya rulers, the Rani Rudramadevi, Prataparudra, all these eminent and personalities were from this Kakatiya period only, Kakatiya dynasty, we can say, and they ruled from the 1100 to 1475 AD. Later on, after the Kakatiyas, part of the Bahmanis ruled this place, the Telangana region from 1347 to 1518. And later on, this part of the Bahmanis, then the Qutub Shahis took over. The Qutub Shahis took over from them, and they ruled. The Qutub Shahis, we all know, till date we see the Qutub Shahi tombs and many places. The Golconda Fort, all these were built by the Qutub Shahis only, and we have seen there presently also we see more of this their dynasty and their influence on the Hyderabad region and in and around Hyderabad. So the Qutub Shahis have influenced and have made a remarkable place in the region of Telangana, we can say, and moreover on the Hyderabad region. Then after the Qutub Shahis, it was the Nizams or the Asaf Jahis. It was the Asaf Jahis, and the period of the Qutub Shahis was from 1518 to 1687. From the period of 1518 to 1687, the Qutub Shahis have ruled the Telangana region, moreover the Hyderabad region. Later on, the Asaf Jahi have taken up the rule, and they ruled this Hyderabad from 1774 to 1948. 1774 to 1948. This we can say it was a golden period where, or to the Hyderabad region, where they have and they were these Asif Jahis, or they are also called as the Nizams of Hyderabad, and they were the seven Nizams, and altogether they were 10 Nizams, but three of them have ruled for a very short period of time. Hence, the seven Nizams have given more of their rule to the we can say to the Hyderabad region. And we can see the Asif Jahis have influenced the Hyderabad region and have had made a remarkable. We can say that they have given a remarkable. They created a remarkable place in the Hyderabad region. As we all know that the presently what we are enjoying, the secretariat or the assembly, presently we don't have that secretariat, the we can say the assembly or the tankmund, the Usman Sagar, all these were built by the Nizams only. So we can see that they have given a very, very remarkable place, and they have made this region a very remarkable in the history of the Indian culture. So now, when we talk about this Asif Jahis, the founder of this Asif Jahis dynasty was Mir Kamruddin Khan, the first Asif Jahi. The first Asif Jahi won. The Asif Jahi won. The Asif Jahi one's name of that is the Mir Kamruddin Khan, and the last Nizam, the seventh Nizam of the Asif Jahi period, the seventh Asif Jahi is Mir Usman Ali Khan. Is Mir Usman Ali Khan, who we all know he was a legendary person who have given. Now presently whatever we see, the Usmania University, Usmania General Hospital, the Tankman, the Hussain Sagar, the Legislative Assembly, the Usman Sagar, the eminent places, the eminent places are being built by the Mir Usman Ali Khan only. He was the Asif Jahi's seventh Nizam, and we can say that they have influenced and they have created a remarkable place in the history of Telangana. And moreover, the in the Hyderabad, in the history of Hyderabad, and they have given the names of, we can say, that Hyderabad, the Secunderabad, many places, the names have come from their dynasty only. Now, when we talk about these Asif Jahis, as I told you, they have given a very remarkable, they created a very remarkable place. Later on, this Asif Jahis rule also came to an end, but they did not surrender because their period was from till 1948, means after independence also they were ruling the Hyderabad region. The and but later on, after independence, the Nizam's rule came to an end. So how did this Nizam's rule come to an end? This is a very important point to be discussed. So the end of the Nizam's rule, how did this Nizam's rule come to an end? So after independence, almost all princely states have joined the Union of India. That is, all the princely states, that is, the Junagadh, the Kashmir, or many. We have the from the Gujarat, from many places, as they all were the princely states. So they all came and joined the Union of India. That is, they have come and formed as they wanted to be part of the Indian subcontinent. But it was the Nizam only, the Mir Usman Ali Khan only. He was a person who did not want to come together, and he did not want to join the Indian state. So, Union of India. So he declared himself as an independent. He declared Hyderabad as an independent state. But later on, as we all know, that the Union of India means all the states should be together and should have a concrete balance in administration. So for that reason, Sardar Vallabhai Patel took a very great initiative, and it was Sardar Vallabhai Patel who insisted on the merger of the Indian with the Indian Union, and to further, he wanted to tighten the relationship as well. Means it was the initiative of Sardar Vallabhai Patel who took, and who have come up with the idea, and he spoke to Mir Usman Ali Khan and requested him to join the Union of States. But he did not agree for that. Later on, Sardar Vallabhai Patel conducted an Operation Polo against the Hyderabad state, where he came up with the military army who entered the Hyderabad region from the cantonment area in Secunderabad. From there, so he has requested, and he has come up with an ultimatum. He gave an ultimatum to Mir Usman Ali Khan that if he does not cooperate, then the military will enter the territory, and they might see the defeat. So then Mir Usman Ali Khan finally decided to merge with the Union of India, and he merged, and this merger took place on 13th September 1948. Hence, from then Hyderabad also was a part of this Telangana region, and we can say that it was a part of the Union of India. So this was a brief history of the Telangana region, and the Hyderabad played a very important role in this Telangana region. And now we have Hyderabad as the capital of Telangana. So this is all about the first topic, the first topic, that is the administrative history of Telangana. Now we will move on to the second topic, that is the Unit 2, Governor. Now, when we talk about the governor, in your third semester, you might have studied about the president. So the president, as we all know, is the head of the constitution. He is the nominal head, and as he is a big, and he takes care of the, as he is the first citizen of the country, and where he has many powers and functions to perform. Likewise, here in a state as well, the governor is the nominal head. The governor is the nominal head, and the governor is, and we can say that the governor is the nominated head of the state. The governor is the nominated head of the state. Now, why we are using the term nominated? Because the governor is not voted, or he is not selected by the people. He is directly nominated and appointed by the president. So, and as he is the governor is the nominal head, and he is the constitutional head of the state. As we know, at the center, the president is the constitutional head, and at the state level, governor is the constitutional head. So, as we talk about the constitution, in the constitution, the governor is not elected; he is nominated. So the president nominates the governors to the different states. So according to Article 153, according to Article 153 of the Indian Constitution, it provides that there shall be a governor to each state. So there shall be a governor to each state. And there is also a provision that a governor can be a governor, or he can be a governor to two states as well. Two states as well. So a governor can be a governor for one or more states. There is a provision in the constitution as well. Now, coming to the first and the foremost thing we have to remember is the governor is the constitutional head, and he is the nominal head. Nominal means the namesake head, and he is not elected but nominated. These are the three important points to be remembered. So, now coming to the appointment of the governor. Now the governor, as I told you, the governor is appointed by the president with the consultation of the prime minister. So the prime minister also plays a very important role in appointing the the governor. So now the governor is appointed by the President of India by warrant under his hand and seal. Means under the warrant of hand and seal means his signature. On seal and signature of the President, the governor is appointed. And the governor can be governor for one or more states. That is very important. Now, the term of office of the governor is 5 years. Means for 5 years, the governor who is appointed will be will be the head, the constitutional head of that particular state. And resignation, coming to the resignation part, if the resignation, if the governor wants to resign, then his resignation has to be sent to the president directly. So the resignation has to be sent to the president directly. Means why? Because the governor is nominated by the president, and the governor and the president both are the constitutionally related people. They are not elected. They are appointed. So they are not elected by the common man. So that is, and the governor is the, we can say, the representative. The governor is the representative of the president. Why? Because we all know that the president cannot take care of each and every state, and he cannot take decisions on each and every state. So his representative is sent to each state, that is the governor. So the representative of the president is the governor, we can say. And as well as the governor is the agent of the central government, we can say, because as I am using the terms agent, why? Because the what all the developments the taking place in the state are being informed by the governor to the central government. Why? Because it is because the state has a different party and a different the chief minister, the political party might be different, and and if they are not taking are not abiding by the laws, or they are not, if they are not going, the decision making is not going by the rules and regulations, then it is the prime responsibility of the governor to have a keep a check and inform the central government regarding this. So hence we can say that the governor is the agent of the central government, and he is the representative of the president as well. Now, coming to the qualifications to become the governor of any state. The first important qualification is the candidate should be a citizen of India. The candidate should be the citizen of India, and he should be above 35 years of age. So whoever is above 35 years of age and who is a citizen of India is eligible to be the governor. That these two are the most important qualifications or the criterias, we can say. Then apart from those, the candidate should not be, when he wants to become a governor, at that moment of time he should not be a member of parliament, nor he should be a member of the legislative assembly or legislative council. Means he should not be a member of the Rajya Sabha or Lok Sabha, or at the state level, that is at the state legislative assembly or at the legislative council. So he should not be neither an MP or an MLA or an MLC. So we can say that he should, and the another important point to be remembered here is that he should not hold any office of profit. Office of profit means he should not hold any position in the government. Neither it might be at the central level nor at the state level. Means he should not draw any salary. He should not draw any salary from the state government nor the state central government. So these are the important qualifications to become a governor. Once again, I am repeating. First one is the candidate should be a citizen of India, and the second one is the candidate should be above 35 years. Then third one is he should not hold any office of profit. Fourth is he should not be a member of the legislative assembly, nor the council, nor the parliament. So, apart from these are the most important points to be remembered under qualifications. Then, moving on to the oath, administrating the oath of office. The governor is administered the oath of office by the judge, the chief justice of the High Court of that particular state. So, in the absence of the chief justice, the High Court judge can also can administer the oath of office to the governor. So, the oath is being administered to the governor by the Chief Justice of the particular state High Court or the judge of the High Court. So we all know that what is the prime and important point to be remembered when we talk about the governor is the governor is the constitutional head. Now, when we talk about the president, when we, as you have discussed, as you have learned in the third semester, that is the powers and functions of the president. In that, you might have learned about the president's rule, emergency. That is the president's rule, the constitutional emergency that is called as. Now, in that we come across the president's rule. So, in that president's rule, the governor heads the state. Means if there is no government running in that state, then it is the responsibility of the governor to take up that administration and uh, take up the administration of that particular state. So, likewise, the governor plays a very, very important role on the basis of the constitution only. That is, he is, as we know, that he is the person who safeguards the constitutional laws. That is, where he checks and keeps an eye on the chief minister and the council of ministers or the government which is working in the state, that they do not break the laws of the constitution, or they do not go against the constitution, or they don't come up with any decision making against the constitution. That is the prime responsibility of the governor, we can say. Later on, when we will move on to the powers and functions of the governor. The most important powers and functions of the governor are four. There are four most important one. That is, the first one is the executive power, second is the legislative power, three financial powers, and the fourth one is the judicial powers. So now here the first one is the executive. The executive means, by the name it explains us the appointments, or what all the government, under the government, what all has to be, the appointments have to be done. They have to be done by the governor only, the most important ones. So what are those important ones? That is, the governor under the executive powers, the most important ones. The governor appoints the chief minister and the council of ministers. Now, the governor appoints the chief minister and the council of ministers. Means he administers, the governor administers oath of office to the chief minister and the council of ministers. Now, you might get a doubt here that the chief minister and the council of ministers are being elected by the people. Yes, the people here. Now, how can the governor appoint? The procedure is like that. After the general elections are held, the majority, the party which gets the majority will submit a memorandum to the governor to give them permission to form the government. So this is a protocol where the majority, the party which wins the elections, will go and meet the governor and submit a memorandum to the governor and request him to give permission to form the government. With the permission of the government, the governor, the majority party, whoever wins the elections, will form the government. So, to form that government, the chief minister has to be administered oath of office. That is, he has to be given charge. So, as the governor is the constitutional head, he has the authority to give the administer the oath of office and give him the chief minister the charge to take up the responsibility of governing the state. So, this is the system of appointing the chief minister. After appointing the chief minister, that is, after administering the oath of office to the chief minister, later on, the governor administers oath of office to the council of ministers as well, whom the chief minister selects. So that is the prime and important power, we can say, of the governor in the executive powers. Apart from this, appointments of the chief minister and the council of ministers, the governor also appoints we can say, the vice chancellors of universities, as the governor is the chancellor of all the universities. That is, the governor is head of the all the universities of the state, and he has the power to appoint the vice chancellors of all the universities of that particular state. And the governor also appoints the advocate general of that particular state. And he also appoints the chairman and the members of the state public service commission. So, and these are the important functions which are being performed by the governor under the executive powers. Later on, we have the legislative powers. In the legislative powers, the first and foremost legislative power is the governor nominates one person, one candidate, or one member to the state assembly from the Anglo-Indian community. So the governor has the power to nominate one member from the Anglo-Indian community directly to the state assembly. So that is one of the most important legislative power. Then the second function is that in the legislative council, the governor can nominate one-sixth of the, we can say that one-sixth of the members to the legislative council. So these are the two important functions of the governor under the legislative assembly. And the governor also addresses the first session of the assembly after general elections. That is, after general elections, the governor addresses the first legislative assembly session. So this is a very, very important one, as the governor is the constitutional head. So he addresses the first session of the assembly after the general elections, and also the governor addresses we can say, he addresses the assembly before the budget is placed in the assembly. So these are the important functions which are being performed by the governor. Then the third important one is the financial powers. Now, the financial powers, it is the prime responsibility of the governor to make and to take up the initiative, or he sees that the budget is prepared on time. That is, the budget which is being placed in the state legislative assembly by the finance minister of the state legislative assembly of that state. It is the responsibility of the governor to see to that the government places the budget in the assembly on time. And he also takes care of the money bills, that is what all money bills are being placed in the assembly. He sees to that they are being passed, that is after the money bill is being placed in the assembly, after thorough discussions, and then that bill is being passed to the council, legislative council, and later on it is being sent to the governor for approval. So after the governor checks everything, then he gives a consent, he gives his consent for passing of that money bill in the legislative assembly. So that we can say that all money bills are being passed by the consent of the governor in the assembly. Then the third important one is the finance commission, that the governor appoints the state finance commission chairman, and he sees that the finance commission is constituted in the state, who takes care of the financial situations in the state, that is the allocation of funds to the panchayats, the municipalities, all the financial situations. So it is the responsibility of the governor to constitute the finance commission in the state. So these are the financial powers of the governor. Later on, the next is the judicial powers. In the judicial powers, the first and foremost function is the governor can grant pardon to the people, to the criminals who have but the governor cannot give pardon to the death sentence. The death sentence, only the president has the power to give pardon to the death sentence, but the governor does not have the power to give consent for the pardon for the death sentence at the state level. Only in some cases only the governor can give pardon. Then the second important one is governor is consulted by the president in appointing the judges of the high courts of that particular state. So to appoint judges to that particular high court, it is the president. As we all know that the president appoints the judges to the high courts. So it is in consultations with the governor. So these are the important powers and functions of the governor. Once again, I'm repeating, the most important powers are executive powers, legislative powers, financial powers, and the judicial powers. So these are the most important powers and functions of the governor, we can say. Later on, now we will move on to the third unit, that is the Chief Minister and the Council of Ministers. Now, till now, we have discussed about the governor, as he is the nominal head, and he is the constitutional head. The governor is the first citizen of the state. As we all know, the president is the first citizen of the country, and the governor is the first citizen of the state. Likewise, we have the chief minister of the state. Now, the chief minister is the real executive of the state. The real executive of the state is the chief minister, and he or we can and he is the chief minister is the head of the government. The governor is the head of the constitution at the state level. So here the chief minister is the head of the government, and he is the all the decisions in the state, all the decision making in the state is vested with the chief minister only. That is, the chief minister is the prime authority in the decision making process. So we can say that the whole soul of the government, and we all know that the chief minister is the political head of the state. The chief minister is the political head of the state, and the chief secretary will be the administrative head of the state. Now I am using these two terms, political head and administrative head. Now, political head, why I am using this term political head? Because the chief minister is from a political party who is being elected by the people through voting in elections. So, he is the political head, and the administrative head is means the chief minister is the prime public representative who has the power in decision making, and who have the people have given him the decision making power on behalf of them. Hence he is called as the political head of the government. Now, I'm using another term, the administrative head. Administrative head of the government, that is the chief secretary, because the chief secretary is the government officer, or the we can say who have come up from the Union Public Service, that is an IAS officer. So Indian Administrative Services, from the Indian Administrative Services. So in that, the as their ranking or the hierarchy goes on, that is the highest one. Indian in the where the chief secretary is the highest position, and he that candidate, that we can say he is considered as the administrative head of the particular state, administrative head of the government, we can say. So now when we talk about now as the governor has many powers and functions, likewise the chief minister also has many powers and functions to perform. So to name a few, we will discuss few of the powers and functions of the chief minister as well. The first and foremost one is the formation of the council of ministers. As I have told you that the chief minister is being appointed by the governor, and here the chief minister plays a very important role in formation of the council of ministers. That is who from the all the elected MLAs of that party, all of them cannot become the ministers. So, it is the prime responsibility of the chief minister to select from the MLAs who is an MLA, member of the Legislative Assembly. MLA is member of Legislative Assembly. Now, how does they become MLAs? By the election process through voting. We have seen the general elections in the state of Telangana, and we have seen the MLAs through the voting system. They have become MLAs, and from them only the chief minister who chooses the from those elected MLAs, he chooses and makes them the council of ministers. That is, he gives them the ministry, we can say. Second important function of the chief minister is allocation of portfolios. Allocation of portfolios means allocation of departments. Because as I told you, from the elected MLAs, they have some of them get the ministries, and ministers have to be given some in charge to some departments. So they have to be made in charges of some departments. So it is the responsibility of the chief minister to allocate that particular departments to those selected ministers. We have the deputy minister, minister of finance, minister of agriculture, minister of civil supplies, minister of irrigation. So, like that, each one of them, each selected MLA is chosen to become a prime minister. From there, they are being allocated the ministries or the departments, and they become the minister of that particular department, minister of irrigation, minister of finance. Like that, they become the minister of that particular department. Then we have the third one, that is cabinet head or chairman of the council of ministers. That we all know that the cabinet ministers. So the head of this cabinet ministers is the chief minister. The chief minister will be the head of this cabinet ministers. Next, the chief minister is the link between the governor and the council of ministers. That is, if the governor has to send any information to the council of ministers, it is being sent through the chief minister only. And it's a vice versa process, we can say. If the council of ministers also want to meet the governor, it is through the proper channel by meeting the chief minister and going and meeting the governor. So this is, we can say that the chief minister is a link between the governor and the council of ministers. And the last important one is chief minister is a link between the center and the state, because the allocation of funds, the permissions which have to be taken in the policy making, all this, it is the prime responsibility of the chief minister to have consultations with the central government, and it is the prime responsibility of the chief minister to get information and to get allocation of funds from the, we can say, from the central government. So we can say that the chief minister plays a very, very important role in the administrative process and in working of the government. And the chief minister also have a very prime and important responsibility or function, we can say, that is the appointments of the advocate general or the appointment of the state public service commission chairman, or the, we can say, the members or all the vice chancellors of the universities, or any other appointments which are being done by the governor. It is being done through the consultations of the chief minister. And we can, in simple terms, we can say that the decision making, whom to be made the chairman, it is being selected by the chief minister, and it only comes out with the hand and seal of the governor. Means the whole decision, the selection and the decision of that, all the appointments is being done by the chief minister only, and it only comes as on in the name and seal of the governor. Means, as I told you in that, as we all know, that the governor is only the nominal head, means a namesake. So he does not have any role in the selection process. He does not have any role in the selection process. And moreover, we can also say that the chief minister plays a very, very important point in the collective responsibility, and because he is the prime person. Collective responsibility means taking up the responsibility of the government, because if anything goes wrong in the government or by any of the minister, it is the prime responsibility of the chief minister to come out with an explanation and to come up to take up that responsibility. And the chief minister also heads the party or the government in the state assembly as well. means all the policy making or introducing of the policies or the decisions or the laws, everything has to be is being done by the chief minister only. Hence he addresses the legislative assembly, and he takes up the responsibility of his government, and he answers, the chief minister answers all the queries and the questions raised by the opposition, because as we all know that there is an opposition in the assembly as well. Now this opposition are also MLAs who are from the other parties, who are being elected by the people only through the elections, through the voting system. So we can say that, and the chief minister is also termed as a crisis manager, because it is, if the administration is not going properly, is not being done smoothly, then it is the prime responsibility of the chief minister to take up the responsibility and overcome the crisis, and has to maintain law and order in the state, has to take care of all the policy making, implementation of the policies, and also safeguarding the policies, everything. So we can say that the chief minister has the more responsibilities in the state, as he is the political head or head of the government, we can say. Next, we will move on to the Council of Ministers, State Council of Ministers. As we all know, that's a State Council of Ministers also. There are two types, that is the Cabinet Ministers and the Ministers of State. Now, who are these cabinet ministers and who are the ministers of state? Cabinet ministers are the ministers who are being assigned important portfolios and who help the government in the decision making or in the policy making. So all the ministers who are being appointed or who are being selected by the chief minister and are being made ministers do not become the cabinet ministers. So, for example, the cabinet ministers hold only important portfolios, that is, law and order, finance, irrigation, we can say power, only the important portfolios. These are the important ones are being given they are made the cabinet ministers, and this cabinet ministers, the head is the chief minister, and they have the prime responsibility in the decision making process. In the decision making process, they come up with the policy making, and they come up with the decisions of the government. So, and in this, the minister of state, this minister of state do not take part in the meetings, do not take part in the cabinet meetings, that is, they don't sit in this cabinet meetings, and the ministers of state are being given less important portfolios, we can say. That it can be horticulture or small industries, or some textiles, or small, or fisheries, like this, the small, which have less importance, those ministries are given to the other members of the legislative assembly, or who are being given the ministry by the chief minister. So we have two types of ministers in the state assembly, state government, that is the cabinet ministers and the ministers of state. Next, the ministers, these cabinet ministers and the ministers they have very important role to play in the collective responsibility. That is, they have to be together in the decision making, and they should not come up with any haphazard decisions which might bring their government down or which might create problems in the running the government. So they have to have one word, and they have to abide with one decision, so that will help them in coming up with better administration, we can say. Then we have what are the most important functions of this ministers. We can take up a few of them. That is, the first and prime one will is formation of state policies. As I told you, that the ministers, the cabinet ministers, play a very important role in the formulation of policies. They help the chief minister in coming out with new policy making, new initiatives for the development of the state. So, and they also have the responsibility in addressing the queries of the public, and also they are responsible in addressing the queries of the opposition as well in the state assembly. So that is also very, very important. Then the next one is running of the administration. Running of the administration means, as we all know, that as they are being, the ministers are allocated their portfolios, so they become the head of that particular department. So running of that department, running of that administration of that particular department is the prime responsibility. The chief minister, as the chief minister cannot take up the, cannot handle each and every department and cannot take decisions on each and every department on every time. So he allocates some important decision making to these ministers. Hence, they come up with the prime responsibility of running the administration. So this is all about the Council of Ministers. So in today's class, we have discussed about the three important units of block 1 of the semester 4, that is the state administration. In that first one, we have discussed the administrative history of Telangana. In that, we have discussed the history, how the Telangana state has been formed, and the importance of Telangana. And the most important thing to remember here is the name Telangana has come up from the term etymology Trilinga. Trilinga means three temples. That is Kaleshwaram, the Draksharamam, and Srisailam. From these three temples, the etymology Trilinga has come up, and the Trilinga Desa. Later on, it has transformed itself into Telangana. So that is a very, very important to be a point to be remembered. So later on, we have many dynasties which have ruled the Telangana region. From the first and foremost is the Satavahana period. From the Satavahana period to the Nizam's rule till the seventh Nizam, Mir Usman Ali Khan, the seventh Nizam. Till then, we had the Telangana region had much acknowledged dynasties and rulers who were a pride of the Telangana region. Later on, after independence, the Hyderabad princely state has merged, and in the union of state in India, and has formed as an Telangana region, we can say. Later on, the separate state of Telangana has come up in the year 2014, June 2nd. So this was all about the administrative history of Telangana. Later on, we discussed about the governor and the functions, powers and functions of the governor as well. Later, the chief minister, as the chief minister is a real executive, he has the prime responsibility of coming out with better policies and good administration, and as he is the head of the government. So this is all about the Block 1 Administrative History of Telangana, the Governor and the Chief Minister and the Council of Ministers. Thank you.